Eternal MMA Uncensored.
Callan, you there?
Yes.
Sweet. We've got you on speakerphone. The old wonders of modern technology.
Beautiful. Well, this one's working all cracker. I thought it was my phone for a second there. Wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah, your phone. No, it's definitely it's definitely me. Mitchell here. Callan, obviously nice to talk to you.
Nice to talk to you, Mitchell. Thank you.
How's your preparation for leading up to your fight against Brentin Mumford?
Yeah, look, going very well. Everything's on point. All the training and the dieting and the prep. It's been really good. We've pretty much been in training as always about 90% of this year. So the body actually is holding up really well. I was expecting a little bit of a backlash after the last prep, but the body's holding together really well, which is a nice surprise.
And leading up into this fight, and you were basically next in line to be in the UFC. What's the frustration level about not having that call up just yet?
Look, frustration's a good way to put it. Is there is a level of anxiety behind a lot of the choices you have to make now. But at the end of the day, man, I just want to fight. I love it. I'd fight, in the back alley with two blokes watching if it was down to that. I enjoy the sport too much to sit there and wait and ponder, and matchups such as this one intrigue me and excite me. So I'm just excited to get back in there and be able to fight. If these opportunities come through that now, I'm going to be stoked. If not, then I just keep fighting. That's the best thing I can do.
And how do you see this fight going? I mean, you're coming off the back of two absolute barn burners. Do you want an easy one this time, or?
It's a strange one, isn't it? So. It's going to be a great fight. Brenton's a very tough and skilled opponent, but I'm hoping that it's showing at the moment that the two options are either I'm going to come out there and get the job done nice and quick, or it's going to be it's certainly going to be a classic. So anyone that is signing the dotted line out to fight me is got to know that they're either going to get pipped real quick, or it's going to be a real exciting fight. So they've got to be ready. So I'm happy to have that reputation.
Do you like those little like your last two fights combined total is 2 minutes 52 seconds?
Yeah, that's crazy, isn't it? And I've said this before in interviews that the strongest part of my game is my conditioning. You know what I mean? I run every day, and I can do round after round after round. But very few I've had very few chances to be able to show that. It's happening all pretty quick. I'm guessing first round finishes, you're never going to be able to complain that too much. If
that's the strongest part of your game, then it must be pretty damn strong, because I mean I peg you as probably the best submission grappler in Australian MMA at the moment. That's my call. I mean,
thank you very much. That's a huge compliment with the stock we've got in Australia. It's a massive compliment. Thank you.
I just think the way you apply your jiu-jitsu in MMA is fucking phenomenal. And you know me, mate, I'm not one to blow smoke up one's arse.
I know you well enough to know that those comments don't come lightly. That's a huge compliment. That's obviously the cornerstone of my game, my jiu-jitsu. I love rounding out, obviously just coming off a Muay Thai fight a couple of months back, but I love rounding out my game, but I'm very content with the fact that the corner of my game, or the core of my MMA attack is going to be my grappling.
Now, Callan, in 2015 you had 4 fights, 3 fights in 2016, and only 1 MMA fight so far this year. Is it because you're becoming more strategic with the matchups, or what's the go with that?
Yeah, look, it's been difficult. Obviously, the looking at the larger organisations has played a part in that. I have to be smarter and more, like you said, more strategic with my choices. But look, like I said, I'd fight every weekend. I'd be in a grappling tournament one weekend, a judo tournament the next, a Muay Thai fight the next, and an MMA fight the one after that if it was my choice. But over this, especially this year, I've had to be a lot more strategic with the choices that I've made. So, like I said, as far as the body goes, the body's holding up really well and pulling up great after a lot of these bouts. So the body's ready to go, and I don't feel overworked or overtasked with everything that's going in the prep. A lot of it's just been very strategic based.
Has there been any talk about the UFC Sydney card with you? Do you have any knowledge of it whatsoever, or are you just?
Look, we're constantly in talks with Joe Silver through emails. Look, there's been nothing strong put down. I got to meet him when I was over in New Zealand with Dan. He was a great guy. He gave some great advice to myself and my corners. But again, it's all very loosely based. There's been nothing strong put forward to go, you do this. And I wish it was that easy. If they literally just said to me, do this or beat this bloke and you're in, I'd run to the bloke's house. You know what I mean? But it's not as easy as that. So look, he knows who we are. He knows what we're doing. He's very happy with what we're doing. So literally now all I'm focused on is next weekend. That's my only focus.
That's a bit of a problem, mate. Joe Silva is no longer with the UFC. You know that, don't you?
No. Oh, sorry, Shelby.
I was going to say, you're talking to the wrong fella.
It was Joe, now Shelby. Sean, I got to be Sean.
Sean
I
Shelby.
I didn't call him Joe in New Zealand. That's probably why I'm stuck.
For this guy.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, Cal, we'll be right in contact with you, mate. Dickhead, call me Joe.
Oh, mate. So I want to go back step a little bit. Does your jiu-jitsu level give you confidence just to go out there and throw hands? Like, is that helping you with your stand-up?
Yeah, look, there's a level of confidence. There's some great grapplers, like you said, in Australian MMA and even in my division. There is a level of confidence. There hasn't been too many fights recently that I've been matched where I thought that my opponent's game plan was to take me to the ground. You know what I mean? I believe a lot of the guys that we're going to be fighting are going to look to maintain the stand-up and work for a finish from there. So there is a level of, I am able to pressure and able to strike a little bit more freely with that. But it's still MMA. You know what I mean? I haven't got my gi on, I haven't got my belt on to go play some lapel guard or anything. So anything can happen. Even in my fight with Abel hit a takedown early in that fight. Guys are going to still mix in their MMA game and go for that sort of stuff. So I still need to be ready and focused on all those areas.
Sweet.
When it comes to, obviously you're saying you're taking some Muay Thai fights, are they just to keep you active without, hindering because you are at the business end of this MMA career, you're right at the doorstep of the UFC, so you do have to be a bit careful with the matchups. Are the Muay Thai fights and stuff just to keep you active, or what's the go with that?
Yeah, a little bit, yeah. Able to stay active, able to work some things. I've done so much work with my Muay Thai coach Andy Colgrave over the last sort of 2.5 years, and we've never really had a real big chance over that time to work and instigate a lot of stuff we've worked. So I wanted really some ring time. That was the main goal with it. Again, I love to compete and love to do anything. So the opportunity like that when that came up got me very excited. But to get some ring time in, and hence why we chose the opponent we chose. There was no want to go out there and get a first round knockout or go in there and fight someone that's had 10 or less fights and get a win. That certainly wasn't our aim. Our aim was to find the best experienced fighter that we could and really test what we've been working, what's working, what's not, and bring that back to the MMA realm. It was a perfect scenario.
Is it frustrating? Obviously, the guys you train with, you've got Dan Kelly that's obviously he's doing still so well. Is it frustrating to know you're at that level but not be in the UFC yet?
Look, kind of. It's hard. I love Dan's success and Jake's in a similar boat. It's good to see and have those guys around. It's very reassuring to work with those guys on a weekly basis and know that where your ability's at. I've sort of moved a little bit past the frustration now. Hopefully, look, it still weighs on. There's no way you're going to not think about it. But ever since pretty much this matchup got announced and named, it's been great. I've been excited again. Again, all my focus now shifts to next weekend. You know what I mean? Yes, I'd love to take this my career to the highest levels, but I don't need to worry about that right now. What I'm going to worry about is a big gentleman named Brenton on Saturday week.
Such a big fight. I mean, for both of you, it's a real ballsy fight for both of you to take it at where you're at in your careers. I mean, I applaud you for that. There's a lot of people that may not have. So, I'm so excited for it. I'm going to be there with the best seat in the house.
Beautiful. It'll be a great night. I'm stoked. Brenton's taken as well. He's always after those big fights, but they're the only fights I'm really interested in. The best guys. I remember at the end of last year, all I was doing was hunting a matchup with either Tisdale or Joblin at the time, and they're the only two I was looking for. I considered those two the best that were getting around at the time. Said these are the only two I want to fight, and I was chasing the matchup with both of them, and then obviously the matchup with Isaac eventuated. And same now, I just want if I'm gonna fight locally, I want the best of the best guys getting around.
Yeah, the Isaac fight broke my heart.
You know, Mitch is Isaac's cousin.
Are you really?
Yeah.
He hates you.
I won't bring that up. Isaac's a great guy, and as I said to him after the fight, he's like I said to him just then, he was as good a guy getting around in this country at the time, and it's one of those fights that absolutely could have gone either way, and luckily for me, it was my way that night. But he's a stud, man, and I'm a big fan of his.
Yeah, you really worked me into a fan because I trained Steve coaches me, Steve Kennedy. So you were the first time I saw you was against him, and then when you had to go against Isaac, that really tore me apart because I really wanted you to win. But geez, Isaac.
Jeez, mate, are you connected to every bloke I've fought, are you?
Yeah, I'm just trying to work my way until we can be friends.
You're about to tell me that Brenton's your godfather or something.
The Godfather.
We can work on that.
Is there any of your fights that you wish you could have back?
No, absolutely not, man. Absolutely. Like there's lots of things you change, even with the wins. There's things you change with how you approach. There's obviously there's some that come to mind that you look back and think, it probably wasn't the smartest idea taking those fights. But again, I just think it shows how eager and how much I do enjoy fighting. You know what I mean? Obviously, the last time you and I were together, I was over in WA fighting at 82 kilos against monsters over there.
Yes.
Jeez.
But I wouldn't change it for $1 million. I love this sport that much, and I get the fact that I get to fight. Doesn't matter who, when, and where. It just excites me that much.
But you are undefeated as a lightweight. Am I correct in saying that?
Yeah, it's a bit. I like fighting a lightweight a bit better than 82 kilos against large South Africans. I can tell you that right now.
Old Dave Verges.
Yeah.
I think you retired him because he broke both his hands on your head.
He broke both his hands on my bonds. But no, that was always good fun and good to catch up with yourself.
Yeah, unfortunately I couldn't be in your corner that night. I was off to a wedding.
You had family duties. Once the boss goes, don't worry, mate. There's no arguments here. Once my better half cracks her fingers, I won't be going to fight shows either.
And how's the dad life treating you with the fighting and stuff? It's not mellowing you, is it? Or you can switch off and...
Yeah, I love it. Yeah, obviously we've got our second on the way. She's coming.
Yep.
In February next year.
Congratulations.
So, yeah, thank you very much. So I've got another girl on the way. So I'm going to have a house full of women. So I've told everyone by the time they're all 13, 14, I'm going to have select deafness.
Yeah. I've noticed that.
My ears, I think I can get away with it.
The tougher you are, the higher the chance you are of having girls.
I've got a girl.
Yeah. No, like I'm dead serious. Like Chris Weidman's got girls. Like everyone that is like this killer, for some reason, it's like the universe balances you out.
Josh Stella just had a girl.
Yeah, they throw you a girl.
Oh really? Oh, did Josh Stella just had a bub?
Yeah, last Tuesday I think she was born.
Oh, wish him congrats, mate. That's awesome.
I just went and saw her on the weekend. She's a beautiful little thing. Ginger. Awesome. She looks more like Jack than Josh, which is a bit odd.
I reckon that's a pretty safe little girl for some reason. I reckon.
Yeah. She's a beauty. So everyone's dropping them out these days.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, that's good. That could be a good theory. I think Dan Henderson's got 3 girls.
Yeah.
Something like that. Yeah, we'll go with that theory.
Yeah, I think it's just it mellows you out in the the universe wants you to be nicer and kinder, so it gives you girls. Although that's probably the opposite.
The Viking side of you.
Yeah, you probably that probably makes you actually tougher because now you have to defend your little girl against boys.
No, she'll be defending herself. Don't worry about that. No doubt your other... what's your eldest daughter's name?
Madison.
No doubt Madison's been on the mats for a couple of years.
She is, and she loves it. And I said, everyone keeps saying the same thing to me. I said, I've got no problems because she'll be a purple belt by the time she's 18 and it's not my worry anymore.
Yes, exactly. I'm the same. Bobby comes every Friday to Jiu-Jitsu at lunchtime with the wife. And
that's awesome.
She's already still screaming a little bit when I'm rolling. She's not a massive fan.
Is it because you're losing?
I keep telling her I'm winning. It's all right.
It's the best environment for kids. If you take everything away, just a large, soft, matted area, kids go ballistic for it, don't they?
She still manages to headbutt all the walls when she falls over.
Yeah, they're built around it. But I'm quite happy for both the girls to go up and be gym kids. So, I said,
for sure.
It's a great environment. We've got lots of good people down at Renegade. I'd be very happy for that.
And Callan, going back to your fight, what do you think is the biggest threat that Brenton poses to you in this fight?
Look, it's a good fight. Brenton's well-rounded and he trains at some good levels. He's obviously quite technical and explosive with his stand-up, a little bit similar to Isaac, but the big difference will be his range. Obviously Isaac was a bit of a shorter, stockier style fighter where Brenton plays a little bit more range. I think that that's going to be the area he'll try to exploit the most. I'm quite confident though that we've got the tools to deal with that, and then I can place him on his back, and I think I'm going to give him a lot of trouble there.
And how do you like the villain role? Because Brenton brings a fucking ginormous crowd.
Yeah, I don't hate it. I've done it quite a few times now. When I used to go down to Tasmanian fight, I've been over to Adelaide against locals. Obviously, last time I came up against Isaac, I don't dislike it. And as much as they recruit me as, and I'm happy to play into it. Even when I came up there last time, there was some great banter and great bit of boo and hiss, but everyone was sensationally respectful. There was nothing over the top, nothing. You know what I mean? Everyone loves to talk about a Queensland bogan or whatever, but I tell you what, you couldn't be further. Everyone was sensational. You know what I mean? They were quite ready to cheer my defeat, but everyone shook my hand and congratulated me afterwards as well. So I'm happy to play that role. I know he's the hometown guy and everyone will be there cheering for him, but that doesn't change. Sadly, doesn't change the job that we're going to get done.
I like to think that the eternal crowd, because we're quite an old school show in that we have a lot of local ticket sellers on the card. It's a very knowledgeable crowd. It's like a lot of gym guys and guys that actually train themselves. So I think that's what you're getting, and that's what the crowd appreciate. Someone like yourself who brings an exciting fight and is good everywhere.
Well, that would explain it. That's exactly the vibe I got from the crowd when I was there. What didn't come across like your typical, mobbed up crowd that want to get in there and see the Just Bleed guy hanging around. But yeah, that's the sort of vibe I definitely got off that crowd down at Southport last time.
And Callan, if you had to pick any promotion, where would you rather fight, Valois, Hex, or Eternal?
That's a loaded question. UFC.
Everywhere.
Oh, you didn't even say Eternal. There you go, man.
I was trying to think of the most political.
Callan is a sensible man. He's not going to cut off a limb there to another organisation. So.
Anyway, Callan.
I would fight in a backyard with two people watching. It was half my choice, and
I want to set that up.
We're looking to finish off this year quite busy, hopefully. But like I said, no matter what we're looking at, the main focus, the only focus at the moment, is going to be next Saturday. And
just quickly before we let you go, because I know you're a busy man, who is coming out of your gym? Who's the up and comers that we should be looking out for on the scene?
Well, we're going to have. I've expressed to our team we're going to have a real big year next year with our fight team. Besides me, you know what I mean. Obviously, there's been a lot of focus with a couple of things going on with myself, but there's a couple of real good guys. We've got some guys coming through the amateur ranks. And obviously, the Cowboy, Raphael Scott's our next most experienced guy. He had a couple of pitfalls. He's given some time to take away and reassess his game. He'll be back in a big way next year. And so keep an eye out for him. And obviously, the other one that's burst on the scene this year, and I reckon he might have fought someone that you might know, is the Diesel Will Datto. He just fought. I'm going to mispronounce this. Ciaran Daly. He's from Adrenaline Gym, so I think he was an ex-Irish or Scottish amateur champion over there, and he's moved over here now.
I do know that name, yes.
Yeah, so he was supposed to be the next big thing, and then the Diesel, who's got adult ADD, bounces around for 20 rounds. Just came out there and just showed he's going to be a force. And then we got a whole stack of amateurs guys. It's going to be a really big year next year for the Renegade fight team. So anytime you see Renegade on a card, you guys make sure you tune in. It's
what about Killer Williams? Well, I want to see him back in action.
Yeah, look, he's still healing the hand from that fight.
Josh's head broke his hand.
Yeah, he broke his hand on a Dalla head. I don't reckon he'll be the last. That's a big head. So he's hopefully going to get himself back into something by the end of this year and get back into stuff next year. He's taken on a real big coaching role this year as well. He's amazing. He's just been so helpful to myself and the rest of the fighters, and he's just got the perfect mentality, and he looks quite rough and dag. He's got the gold teeth and the tats, but his head is so switched on. He runs some programs down here called the Chin Up Project, which works with a lot of young kids coming through, obviously sort of low income earners and criminally based kids, and he's just the most perfect guy to have around a team. He works the corner beautifully, and he takes a lot of stress off me when I need, and he's hopefully gonna get back into something by the end of this year, whether it be some stand up or that, and then we'll get him back in the cage hopefully next year.
Also, I look forward to. Hopefully, I can make that fight, and we'll get a decent opponent that wants to get, because he's exciting to watch. He's not afraid to stand in the pocket and throw bones.
Heart coming out his ears, and you'll never get anything but 120% effort off him. But those Della boys are going to be very good, man. I keep telling people they're the Australian Diaz brothers.
Yeah, I do hashtag that sometimes on their pictures, but they're too nice.
Oh, they're crackers, man. They're crackers. They crack me up, and they fight to win. They remind me of what I talk about, where they would fight if there was no one watching, and even in their own backyard, which I'm sure they probably
do. Yeah, they do.
Just look like they love it.
We're off to the UK in 10 days for Jack's Cage Warriors debut.
Cage Warriors, yeah, that's awesome, man. That's a great promotion. I got in a little bit of contact with them earlier this year and had a bit of a chat, but they're a great promotion. That's a good one to get hold of.
Well, if you need the hookup, you let me know, man.
Absolutely will. I know that B Vickers has a big sway all across.
I don't know about that, but. All right, mate. Just before you go, give us your where people can find you if they want to keep an eye on your journey and stuff.
Yeah, so all over the Facebook realms, it's Callan The Rockstar Potter. Obviously, the big hashtag is Cal4 is in the number 4 Cal4 UFC. That's the big one. Keep pumping that out, guys. But the biggest thing if you want to see, guys, is get on planes and get down to Southport next Saturday night. The card's got about 15 fights, got some other great fights, a couple of title fights on there. They're always good shows. So it'd be awesome to see everyone down at Southport next.
Oh, did we lose him? No, we didn't lose him.
You guys still there?
We kept it, yeah.
No, I'm back.
All right, perfect. Well, I look forward to seeing you next week. Probably on Friday after the weigh-ins when you've become a human again.
And
that sounds like a plan.
I'll see you next event when they fly me over.
That's not happening. Ever.
As long as I don't have to fight your uncle's sister's cousin's goldfish.
You're fighting them in the UFC soon. Callan, thanks. Thanks so
very much, guys. I'll see you guys soon.
Thanks, mate. All the best. I'll see you soon.
Take it easy.
Yeah.
See ya.
Eternal MMA Uncensored.